세러데이 쇼다운 젠지 스포츠 대 디플러스 기아.
You have other big AD threat as well as Palu. Gonna go towards Nautilus. Been one of his favorites. Has played it a ton.
Yeah. Nocturne.
Ooh. Aurora Nocturne. I kind of like it. This is nameplate's on. I'm worried for DRX, but I do think this is that's the reality. But I do think this is a good comp. Provides you with, it's more conditional, but it is still a way to lock down targets so that Talia can throw them back in. You have a really good side lane threat, and then you have the Aurora Nocturne combo. One of the biggest issues with Aurora is getting backline access. With Nocturne, that becomes a lot easier. I can see the logic behind this composition. I don't mind it, but then I look at what OK Man Bro have, and it's closer on his Azir, and then just absolute S-tier champions across the board. Really, the only one where you're like, is the Nautilus, which is still great.
Yeah. Yeah, it feels like our AD carry meta is also as well with the Nocturne Talia. Let's see how it works. Let's hop on the rift for game number 1. Loses his flash. Trying to put on pressure, maybe to hit level 2 first. Should be able to. Based on this lane state, but Hype and Palu smartly will just back away, unlike some of our other.
I think Breon, it's got to be something. It's got to be something that ages well, like a kombucha, you know.
It's like a, it's like a chamomile tea or something.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Very relaxed, very calm.
It doesn't create any stress.
Warm,
you enjoy
herbal.
it. You're always good.
Well, we're just running at them. Apparently, Palu does not get his Aftershock off until, well, right now. He's not doing much, but Andal also pretty low and might just go down here, but the rest of the team is on the run. And so first blood is given over to the Jhin, but now the follow-up comes in from DRX. He's got the fear on the Hambach. There's the knockback, and that's a couple of kills for the Kalista. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Rich having a bit of trouble in his counter pick lane.
For too long. It's not good. If you serve it too hot, it can burn the tea.
Yeah.
It makes it bitter. They burned the tea there.
Yeah, I didn't very much enjoy it.
So what? It's like a drink that was because they were a hype, right, in 2022, and then kind of died down.
Yeah. And now it's like, it's very, it's a bit
You know what they are. They're Dalgona cough. You remember when everyone...
Hambach's just, he's getting bullied here on the Dragon.
Hambach, I know you have healing, but you don't have that much. He's just that.
He's just gonna die. I mean, he didn't have flash, so either he sticks around or we do have our very up and down, you know?
Just combine as many energy drinks as possible.
Yeah, and that also works.
Both the energy spike and then the subsequent calm down.
Yeah, exactly. All right, thanks, Lazy Field. It could be like kombucha, right?
Yeah, but I don't think that's not popular enough.
Closer, flip back, he's dead. Yep, nope, just standing in front of the level 6 Nocturne and disrespecting the Talia, and you're just going to die. Didn't even flash.
Actually playing to their strengths, because Yuka's been great. Sponge is good when he gets kills, and right now, he's a Nocturne that I'm pretty sure has 3 stacks on his Ultimate Hunter, which is basically the dream.
For worse.
What's B and K?
Well, we'll have to wait on that one, Chroniclers. Rich is in a lot of trouble, just 100-0. No chance for him. Coconut water.
Yeah, because you're on the beach. There's a sandstorm. You're thirsty. There's a coconut.
I don't think there are very many sandstorms at the beach.
Well, I know that, but what do you got then? Are they like a spicy drink?
They kind of are because, you know, they still have this reputation.
Oh, you know what?
For being just gotta put salt.
Very good. Look at this man.
I'm learning.
Professional chef. So then
Andal really wants to die. And he's gonna get it. The flash comes in, the knockback as well. And once again, Morgan's like, well, there's no point in me flashing now. I'm just dead. And that is the combo that DRX have drafted. It works again.
Across the map now. Get prio, set up, Sponge ults in. No counterplays. Oh,
any wall hiders?
Oh,
he saw him.
Rich,
he saw
knows.
him. Okay.
Rich, I feel like you saw him and then still walked forward a little bit. Oh, it's like back cancel? Don't do it. Don't do it, Rich. Kind of done with this.
Yeah.
We'll give it some thought.
Yeah, we'll have to bro and brew the.
We've had 7 kills.
Yeah, no, I'm saying the correct drink for DNF.
Oh,
We'll have to
yeah.
brew it up. Yeah.
Just think about it.
With our Nongshim spicy soup tea bag. We're just doing the Rift Herald tier for DRX. They are ahead enough, I feel like, especially with the Callista. They got very
control
nice
the brush.
turn. And yeah, the banana brush, they are just going to go for a full turn. The target selection, not exactly the best, and the peel is actually pretty nice, but do they have the damage? The answer is not quite, as Yukal came in from behind and also just ripped them apart. There's the knockup once again. Andil going to find another, and it is an absolute slaughter in favor of DRX. DRX are just getting this for free, and there's absolutely nothing that Bro can do about it. Maybe they're orange juice. Well, that was interesting. Yukal just going to flash away from that, and now Sponge is against 3 people, but doesn't seem to care. Will he care? Yes, he will eventually, but now we've got Rich here, and he will finish off everybody as Jin ults in onto Yukal. So that's going to be a big one for Hype to pick up, but Rich still picked up a triple kill.
Take everyone down as, yep, this is just gone. So good call from Lazyfield. Perfect KDA still, by the way.
Yeah. Meanwhile,
Humbug and Sponge are just the same player, and whoever gets the early lead just does this. Like
yeah,
that kind of...
they're kind of similar.
Right? I do think Humbug has been consistently hitting higher highs, but
Yeah.
in terms of play...
All right, we're ulting again, this time onto a Xin Zhao, who is alone in the top lane, gonna get feared up, and here comes the wall as well. Not much that Humbug can do except flash and try to get away, but the knockup comes in, and Yukal is eating turret shots, but he's got the voracious Atakan. Should be going down, and so will Sponge. Closer collecting a lot of gold. Andil, nice setup there. But, yeah, just getting a couple of kills here is DRX. They will lose their buff, but just trying to get some value out of it.
Another con.
Yeah.
Looking, which we haven't discussed because we've really been quite distracted. Take full responsibility for that.
Wonder why.
We are 20 seconds of an Infernal Soul, and I feel like
Yes.
for the DRX comp, that's pretty good.
Closer? Okay, well, we're just going. Okay.
I think that was an oopsie.
Yeah, you know, I think I agree with you. Yeah. They're just giving it away.
That's it.
They just gave away an Infernal Soul. Sponge is still going to go in. I mean, he's got Infernal Soul, so why not? They're still so far ahead. Bro, you're brewing for too long. Take the teabag out. It's time. It's time to drink the drink. Instead, they're just losing. Humbug's got his ult, so at least he'll live. Rich flashing in. Oh, and the burst. The Infernal Soul doing some work. And does the game just end here?
Yeah, it does.
Oh, the Q comes in. The barrier is not enough.
Great game from Rich. Great game from DRX.
All right, flash on in. Big ults from the support, but it's not going to matter. They just get burnt to a crisp. And down they go. And there's still 8 seconds. I think that's enough. They're just autoing this down. The attack speed comes in from Lazyfield, yeah. That'll do it. 24.5 minutes. As down goes the Nexus. DRX.
안돼 노텔이 있긴 하다. 근데 이거 럼블 궁풀이 다 없어. 럼블 궁풀이 다 없어. 럼블 박아줘. 형 TV 뭐 있어 야. 럼블 박아줘. 내가 박을게. 럼블 풀은? 풀어. 럼블. 잡자. 끝내봐. 형님들 끝날. 저 맞자. 끝내봐. 자 이거. 아 이게. 보자. 나 버스야? 오케이, 레이지 삐루. 나 버스야? 자, 잘했어.
Maybe they're not used to it.
25 minutes, not even, right? And no one would have been surprised if you at the top of the day told the DRX was going to win, but I would.
Or going to be, looks like a Braum.
I don't hate the Braum. It does make sense with the Varus. This is going to be then most likely the on-hit variety. And you are also playing it into the Braum specifically into the MF, where obviously you can block a lot. I was pretty hesitant last time we saw the Ryze come out. I think wasn't that also Ryze and Lilia? I'm not sure. I feel like it was Ryze.
Sure.
I think it was Ryze and Victor. But that was fine. And
Are you talking about for Keen and top lane last series?
No, because that was with that wasn't with.
That was with Victor.
Yeah, I feel like that one was pretty obvious.
All right. Well, let's see how this goes. Game number 2 on the cards. Same sides. So I'm a bit worried about that. Now, if they can turn it around and they look much better here, then it'll be a different story.
Walk. Sponge making the right call. if you have anything that can reset turret aggro, I think maybe you can go for that, but how about here?
We'll dive in the bottom lane on a lazy field. A little bit of bullying as the aggro is taken here by the Braum, and Palu is just going to die. There he goes, first blood over to DRX, as now a kill is traded back, and Hype has to flash away. They did deny a decent amount of
I feel like we didn't have to. Maybe we could have played that slower and just denied his UCal, showing why your early skirmishes with the Ahri comp don't really go well. Like, I think the comp actually scales fine in team fights because you have Onid Varus, you have a great front line with Braum and Sion, and you have a Wukong as well. But just with how that first game went, I'd be a little worried. Is UCal gonna just blitz in? He is on the ward. Might be in trouble here.
I mean, the charm has to land. It's not going to land. He just runs in a straight line with Phase Rush and says, well, see you later, nerds.
Walk, walk.
Yep.
It's fine. He won't do that.
Zeus build.
Oh, yeah. What was it?
Warden's Mail and Hex Drinker.
Ghost.
Edge of
goes
Night.
in.
Yeah, Hammock pretty deep in here, and he's getting quite low. The sleep comes down, and that's a free kill onto the enemy jungler. And now this Lilia just running around LazyField. Yes, he's pretty low. They take him out, and so will Andil go down. And Sponge just hops away. Doesn't want any of it. Felt like he could have stuck around, but not going to happen. Palu does also live, and Bro somehow turned that into a winning fight. Certainly, they have the lead, and they could just run away with it if DRX don't get back.
That's the core. He is fast, and he does one-tap people.
But that's not what he built in that game. He built an Edge of Night.
Yeah, I think he built Cyrilus 4. A South American tea that you drink out of like a tiny... I don't even know what the correct... I know there's a specific term for it, but I can't think of it right now. But it has like its own specific cup, and it's very thoroughly brewed as LazyField in the cleanse.
Yeah, he cleanses, nearly dies anyway.
If anyone on Bro oversteps, that isn't Braum. And even Braum without his E will die.
Just engaging on a Hambach here. That is a very nice Magnus Storm, but it's only UCal doing damage. Now Hambach's going to go in, followed up by Closer. Meanwhile, we got Sponge just dying on the bottom side, and eventually Andil goes down as well. They never really had any business taking this fight in the first place. As maybe they get Hambach. No, they do not. And he even gets a neither did Bro. We're going to try to fight for this one. They do have the smite good for the side of Bro. Big engage for Andil, but now the Sion comes in. Making some peel, but the Croc is going crazy in the back line. They pick up one, but Closer lives on such a low amount of HP. That's how we got UCal. He's just diving the turret by himself, 1v3. And he gets 852 gold for it.
4-man sleep, kind of crazy. And I want to hear the comms. Wow, he's just locked in. Bramblever. There you go.
Yeah, had to spell it out, but now Hype in a really rough spot as the Rel TP's in, and down he goes. Hype, the one guy who was really fed on the team. And now he's died twice in a row. Here comes the Croc as well. Big peel coming out from the Wukong, but still.
I'm getting worried. I'm getting worried, Veldas. I made some very strong statements regarding whoever gets ahead wins, and yet here I am. Watching DRX
proving us wrong.
They really might. Blue Man group now also showing up in some skills better. But it's not a given if people just woke up and kind of die.
Yeah, Morgan has taken that to heart. He says, I'm going to walk up and
Why are we trying to save him?
And we're trying to save him.
Just let him die.
Here we go. All right, big engage though. They're going to get Andil, but they're running straight into an MF ult. As Big Sleep coming in, going to hit the two frontliners only though. Sponge trying to get away. UCal wants to do the DPS. He's got a big shield. The Croc! And the Croc finally shows up at the exact right time. Bro, you were lulled in between a rock and a hard place. And now the chase here. Will they get Palu? I think eventually they do.
Why are we trying? Just let him die. You can give up the dragon.
I think we need a Degon cam for this one.
No, don't do it.
5 for 0.
나이스!
Nice.
And he's the
opportunity. And Sion's not that important, right? All right, nice charm here, but immediate cleanse comes in, but the chains, and now the counter engage here from Andil, just trying to create space. I think LazyField was fine, but Andil just going to go down.
That does feel a little unnecessary, because I think LazyField was indeed fine, so it Flash as well. So they're going to try... Okay, UCal does have TP. I'm like, ooh. They're going to try and get Yukal's TP.
Just got to join the fight, and it's just going to be an ult from LazyFeel. It doesn't really hit the pit, but catches the guys that are running. The smite is good. Pretty simple there. And now a 4v5, but LazyFeel's not in the fight. It's actually a 3v5 as LazyFeel tries to get over, but can't. Down will go the Croc, and Yukal and his buddy are just going to TP away. And it's just the 1 kill. And a Baron. And more importantly here for Bro.
Could have been worse for DRX. We're very close to losing multiple members there, but still, really big win for Breon. They are clearly not letting...
On the gold difference graph.
I don't really know what's happening, and that's okay.
Well, right now, Bro are ahead. So they're the ones that are winning.
Okay.
I'm glad I could simplify that for you. Closer is level 17. He's about to get his own death cap.
You know Rich reached the patch notes because he went for a build that actually makes him tanky.
That's crazy.
For the extra damage, he's level 16.
Yeah.
That's going to tick like crazy.
It is. It's going to do a lot. It's got a decent amount of bonus AD as well. And
there's IE. That's big.
Yep, IE comes through. But will they save this inhibitor is a question. We have Rich posturing forward, but I think, yeah, just a couple more autos get it done.
Team can give up this Drake, but I don't think that's what we're going to do. I don't think that's what
we must flip over this Drake. Now, we have a Realm Warp, which is going to get the Croc into the back line. And a little engage does come in. They try to turn on a Rich, but he is quite tanky. Not tanky enough, though. He gets burnt down. And now DRX are just running away. And the mobility of the Ahri comes back in. Does a ton to Yukal here, who nearly takes out Closer. But instead, it's just going to be DRX that are fallen by the wayside. They couldn't quite let that third Drake go over. It was not allowed.
I'm still very confused as to yeah, they want to deny. I don't think it really matters.
It's just like Sponge ults, doesn't even go in range. He might even die, he has to flash. And yeah, I mean eventually he kills him probably. There you go, but the game is over, so does not matter. Andal comes back, avoids a charm, but that'll do it. Bro will force a game number 3.
야, 나 이거 그냥 다 하는데 이거 나 심해서 볼게. 야, 나 반대로 돌게. 기다려봐. 나 위치 좋아. 기다려.
하고 있다.
야, 먹자 이거.
야, 편에 막았고.
천천히. 그럼 국수에서 먹어도 돼. 너무 볼게 이거. 먹어도 돼. 나 이거 2천에 쓸게.
야, 레네가 뒤로 갔다 얘들아. 야, 레네부터
가자.
가자.
레네 볼게. 천천히 자리 잡아.
레네부터. 빨리지 마. 야, 레네 봐줄게. 야, 암라 얘들 라이드 붙여.
야, 라이드.
밀고 가자. 야, 암라 찍어봐 이거. 야, 릴리아. 천천히 릴리아 잡아. 잡고 미드 라인.
릴리아부터 가볼래?
야, 끊을게. 다 바텀 가. 야, 내가 막을게. 다 바텀 가. 내가 지금 끊을게. 다 바텀 가.
Cleared it in the first place. Bro get a lead. There was a little hiccup at about 24
scary
minutes.
At all.
They actually lost the gold lead for about a minute. And then they just took it right back. Closer and Hype getting the work done. Hype did get caught a couple of times, but, you know, it's Lilia, it's Rise. It can happen. But they were...
Early can really be in big trouble.
I don't think you can pick Caitlyn or Draven here.
No, that's the point. You can't pick Draven.
I'm agreeing, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm agreeing with you.
Jinx?
Agreeing with me. Yeah.
We're on the same page.
So, bro, you better pray this is a Bro and Brew game. Because your comp does not come online before maybe even free items. And then you have, on the other side, you have Hoppy Jace, Caitlyn Elise.
Yeah, I mean, you have 2 winning lanes and one that probably goes even in mid, you know? Just 2 control mages that are probably just wave clearing. Your bot lane wins, your top lane wins hard.
As of right now, am not a bro lever in this draft.
Well, you are a known bro anti,
I am a
so
known
it's not that far of a reach. Can maybe turn around some of the lanes here, where maybe they weren't supposed to win, but maybe they win it here. As we're ready for game 3, let's hop into the ring.
미니언 생성까지 30초 남았습니다.
We get to slowly get used to our new format.
Just got lumped in with the rest of LCK. It's not LCK Spring anymore. So if you're confused, it's just all LCK.
I wonder if all the old... So far, you know, we have a lot of superstitions in the LCK is, oh my god, he knows.
Sponge, he is trying to sponge all over Humbug.
Uh-oh.
Will it happen?
Well, he has the lead.
Spotted on the minimap. And in goes Sponge. And out goes Hamba. A little bit of a fight over the Gromp, potentially. Let's see who's got the smite. Goes to Sponge. Just better timing goes to him, and he controls the jungle. It's not like his bottom lane, Humbok's bottom lane, can help at all because it's a losing lane.
Yeah, at least also roaming up. And Humbok needs to be very careful about how he plays this because if Sponge goes in, yeah, I think abandoning is the right call. It's Elise. You have double the buttons. Double Veldas. That's too many.
They've got another champ that also has double the buttons in the top lane, especially because mid lane is also winning. You know, I mentioned this before where it's like, yeah, maybe closer can somewhat win, but I think this early on, the Victor just going to push the Orianna in.
I'm 99% sure it talks about Sponge having to watch Peanut VODs to learn how to play from behind. He did the opposite. He clearly watched Peanut VODs of him on Poppy running the game.
I mean, Hambok, buddy, you're not, you can't fight him. You don't have anyone who can help. And Sponge gets to do literally,
and you
not
don't have
figuratively,
bio lanes
whatever he wants.
You picked Ambessa into Jade. Okay, to be fair, I don't think there's a lot of champions that...
Even worse, they blind picked Ambessa.
Oh, yeah, well, okay, we both know what's going to happen, Valdez. Wait, that was a blind pick. That was a... Oh, my God.
You know, we knew that when we got to Fearless that champion pools would become a factor. I feel like in LCK Cup, we didn't see it too much.
Now we do.
But now we're seeing the most obvious one happen multiple times with Doran and Morgan specifically, where they can't play Jace. Which is weird because Doran has played it a lot.
Oh, and then you have to be able to, like, the only other thing, because I could talk about the Malphite and the Wukong, but with those you still have the same issue of not having any agency early. Humbok's level 2.
He's level 2. He's trying to get a crab. He can't get a crab. Closer has to flash because Sponge is running through mid lane.
Sponge? Well, yeah, you had to, right?
Hambok, no, you're not allowed to play the game. Stop trying to play the game. It's level 4, Sponge, and Hambok has 7 CS. He's got like a camp and a half. Meanwhile, Sponge, double buff, running the Rift because he gets to. Because
perfectly. How's this happening?
Yeah. Nameplate's off.
You're like, this is T1.
I'd be like, yeah, it's like a top team who knows how to do it. Like, oh, that's Peanut, you know? Because we've seen games that look exactly like this from
execution of that concept.
Oh boy, the flash on Encloser doesn't have flash. He's just dead, 100%. There's nothing he can do. Imagine getting flashed.
I didn't see it when I saw this draw. Ooh. But then I was like, you know, how bad can it really be? Because DRX is a team that struggled a lot. I know they look better on the day, but still, this is a draft.
Yeah.
The Victor, okay, he's 5 now.
Well, the thing is, like, DRX, they were very proactive and aggressive in game 1, which is what we liked. And yes, Bro kind of walked into it, sure. Yeah, but still counts.
Still counts.
You got to start somewhere. You're not going to, you know, take over the entire Rift from your first series back.
I just know that the space is cooking on a time that Sponge has spent in enemy jungle lower third. Like, it's going to be, you know it's there.
17 minutes.
He legit, thus far, he has taken, his own Raptor spawn, like, once. Well, it has to be more, because he actually has a good amount of farm.
67 CS.
He is the same as Closer, by the way.
Yep, same as Morgan as well, there for a moment.
Yeah, I don't feel bad for Morgan, because
like, yes, they had to play out their lanes too. But the fact that they had 3 winning lanes and a Poppy in the jungle, like, it's, you know, that's the basics. It's like League of Legends drafting 101. And unfortunately, Bro did not get the memo.
So if they hold on for 25 more minutes.
That is the angle.
We are gaming.
Yeah.
Bro is there. Oh, a trap is being sprung. Or set, I guess it hasn't sprung yet. Well done by Rich, though. Playing respectful, knowing that because every other lane is winning.
Yeah.
He's the only loss condition.
Just don't die.
Just don't die.
This is actually one of those games where it's like, don't die.
Yeah, just don't die.
You don't have to gap the Ambessa. You just have to be a little bit ahead, keep up.
Exist.
The rest of your team will win.
Fire Shock Blast, farm grass stacks.
Yeah.
And chill. Step back. Because they're particularly if these objectives are starting to be stacked.
You said sit back and do nothing, but instead he's going in looking for the all-in.
I think they might have spotted Hambok, that's why he did that. Yeah. I'm gonna give him the. That's not that big a deal. It's not that good. It's not. We can't even cope with this one. Look at the lack of. Well, I guess Victor has a shield, but like, is that really how far we're reaching?
Yeah, no, it's
not
actually just the worst
Yeah, it's not.
soul that could have spawned.
It's really good for Morgan.
Yeah,
That's it. That's the angle.
that's it.
That's the angle.
I mean, there's some shields on Bro. I just don't know if they're going to be able to get
Oh
it.
yeah,
breaks.
Victor has a
Like,
shield, and so does Poppy, but
it's more just that DRX don't really benefit from it at all.
really don't.
Poppy has a shield.
Yeah,
like-
so
Closer, you got to be very careful about how you're approaching that.
yeah, he has a full item and you don't. I would just chill. That's the angle for Bro. Just sit back. The soul actually doesn't matter. Play for Elder Flip. I'm not. You will have maybe 2 items. Ideally 3. You have 3 items on Jinx and Orianna. You're gaming. It's fine.
Well, Morganson face check into the level 5 Elise, but the level 5 Elise has a lot of friends as he tries to flash over to the disengage cone, and he's going to die anyway. And now Paulo in a lot of trouble, gets knocked up mid-dash. He's got another one, his Recon.
They're going to lose the turret. And mid's getting sieged. And well, that team is ahead at 14 minutes, fellas. We know what it means. Trade 1 for 1. Jinx gets excited, shove out the wave and base. Oh no. That is the murder squad!
Yeah, the murder cone. They're not going to go in on that one, actually, as now an engage here from Morgan onto Rich. Ult available for Hambach, but he just holds on to it. Now we got TPs coming on in, and down will go Morgan again. And Hambach still has his ult. Will he use it is the question. No, he's just going to flash away. And now, Bro, you can't fight. You need to leave. Stop trying to fight. You need to Bro and brew.
The quick cut to mid, getting beyond that point now, Valdez. I don't think they can. I think they need Hail Mary.
Oh,
that's not the one.
Chronicler,
That's
save
also
me.
not the one. Take it away, Valdez.
No, you take it away.
Take it away, Valdez.
Too optimistic.
Is it here? So it kind of coincides.
Yeah. Yeah, I do think it's kind of happening at the same time.
It's both.
Why
It can
didn't
be
Bro just ban Jace? I wonder. Like game 3, you know? It feels like a very high-level ban. You had to deal with Sponge's Poppy anyway. I'm not really sure if Nafiri is that much more oppressive.
Look at Rich.
And Rich isn't even the main character, but he is part of
knows
it.
his job.
The zoom in is here is just
live.
Yeah.
Just live.
And another disengaged Scryer's Bloom. Anti-action Bloom. There we go. I found a new name for it.
The anti-action bloom.
Yeah. Because, you know, maybe they could look for a dive on him if he didn't have to.
She
unlocks
learned-
teleportation.
She learned ninjutsu. She's been watching Naruto. That's cool. Good for you, Shelly.
Yeah, I mean, somebody had to do something exciting in this game. And thankfully, Shelly has got us covered.
You know what my favorite part of this whole situation is? If it wasn't for the one turret, I definitely think you can play it better. But I think it's hard. And it's also...
You have to know ahead of time.
It's mostly the draw. But I do think that this is a great learning opportunity for him, how to play from behind.
I actually think the Sadakon is fine for DRX. I think they're ahead enough. We'll see, though, if that actually does come true. As now Sponge goes in, and it goes over to Hambach. Okay, maybe I spoke too soon. They are in the backline. Rich going to die. And all of a sudden, the scaling is beginning. Castor.
I'm excited.
Doing some
Hype's dead.
Okay.
We're excited.
That actually happens. I don't even know what to say.
It's fine. He's not dead. He's just retreating.
He's withdrawing. They
Hype's
accepted that
excited.
it was sober over.
Hype, exactly. Hype has his Runons. And what a comeback it would be.
Well, maybe a Drake for Bro. A denial. No, it's not going to be denied. But he didn't get Poppy ulted away, at least. That's Chemtic's soul over to DRX. And now Poppy is officially unkillable. Yes, Andil died kind of randomly on the backside there, but that's fine.
Take your word for it. Sieging continues for DRX with all that additional resilience and healing.
Yeah, I mean, their comp is very good at sieging too. You know, Caitlyn, Jace.
All right, slam that redemption second, Andil. You got it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, he might actually go McKills though. Like McKills is actually really high value into the enemy team.
Yeah.
wouldn't hate it. Besides, until you're
out.
glorified.
They're out of the pit, you know? They're really doing their best to make sure they clear every single thing.
It is Elder Flippy time. That's what it is. Oh, he got another!
He got another stack.
It's Elder Flip time. I'm starting to get worried for DRX.
Yeah, I really am.
I'm not.
They're just standing around.
They're meandering. No good things come from not knowing what to do.
They're beginning to
It's fine.
A jinx and a dream.
Free item jinx.
All right, here we go.
Poke is good for DRX.
Bro. Oh, stepping on a trap there. Closer takes a third of his health and damage. And now they engage on a Ridge, who is level 16, but the follow-up is not quite there. And there goes a bunch of members of Bro sailing away through the sky. 3 of them get sent. And it's just 2 free kills for DRX, and that should be the Elder Drake. And there's...
They get the Baron.
네, 다 날라갔어.
They all...
하면서. 네, 3명 날라갔어.
They all got
That was the
BT third. So will he get an IE in this game on his hyperscaling carry? I think the answer at this point is no.
It's a pretty big spike. Would have been good.
Yeah, not meant to be. 30 seconds still on the Elder Dragon buff, and they can just begin to push in both mid and box and try to end this game. And the Chaos Storm is going to tick away and do an insane amount of damage to Hambach. I mean, there's just so much continuous dot damage. The Elder, the Leandries, the Chaos Storm. The Poppy ult get denied. Andil is going to get pretty low, but Closer, I mean, he's barely even alive in this one. We have an arm guard for Andil. He might go down. Down he goes, but so does the enemy support, Rakan. And now DRX, all they got to do is hit the Nexus and end the game. They'll take some kills with them. Mucal not going to go down, just goes to his Zhonya's, and DRX, and he played it excellently. Seemed like a pretty straightforward POM. These are the final moments where DRX put the nail in the coffin.
You can see how tense it still is, despite everything, which is, I think, also the reason for the inertia that we saw in mid-game.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal for this team.
I'm glad they were at least starting Barons, you know? There have been teams in the past that are like, nope, too scared, can't do it. Basically just saying stay alive, hit the Nexus. Mucal starts screaming there at the end. And yeah, those aren't the greatest numbers on this head of Pro, but again, they never really got to play this game. So shout out to DRX for taking down the 2-1 victory. That is their second victory of the LCK so far.
Again.
Thank you very much, guys. This is Dear for the POM interview translation. We are here with Sponge on the side of DRX. The fans' energy is incredible here. You got your long-awaited victory. How do you feel? We lost a lot of games in a lot of matches in round 1, but I feel great being able to win today. And for the remaining round 2, we'll make sure that we improve little by little. And with today's victory, you ended the lengthy losing streak. And your head coach had mentioned that he'll identify the issues properly and address them step by step. So what did you do to stop the losses? I think we were able to pinpoint our problems and issues in the team and try to fix them. So do you think that today we were able to see the reflection of those issues? Yeah, I think so. I think we were able to showcase that we are better. And in game 1, you guys gave the Rumble Xin Zhao Azir to the enemy despite them being a high priority bans. So what was the game plan? I think our main mindset was that even if we give them those picks, that we would be able to play it out well and that we could win. And in game 3, your Poppy's counter jungling was so effective that it snowballed the game all the way to the end. and you got a huge lead in CS and the enemy jungle control. So how were you able to pull this off? So starting from the draft, I think this was pretty inevitable because we were able to pull off what we had planned ever since the level 1 setup. And another occasion to celebrate, it was also Lazy Field's LCK debut. So what did you guys talk about on the way to Low Park? On the way to Low Park, we didn't really particularly say anything special. I think we were just talking about the usual, talking about the game mostly. And we heard him speak Korean. He said, I got carried at the very end of game 1. Which player teaches him Korean? Well, first of all, I think Lazy Phil, as a person, he tries really hard to try to learn things on his own. And we don't go out of our way to try to teach him Korean, but I think our coaching staff does really well regarding trying to teach him all the necessary words that he needs to know to play out the game as a team. And that was the end of round 1 for you, which may have been a bit underwhelming at times. So what can we expect from you in round 2? I think our overall direction regarding how we want to play out the game is pretty solid now. So I think for round 2, I think our goal is to make sure that that actually reflects on our match and do well. And in the team's community forum, you left a long message to the fans saying that you're improving little by little so that the fans should kindly wait for you. And we could really tell how heartfelt that message was. So would you like to share a message with the fans? No, we put in so much effort to try to show you and give you this victory, just like today. And I feel like we are definitely feeling that improvement as a team. So please be patient with us. And thank you so much for your support. And that's the end of the interview with Sponge and back to the space. Thank you.